You know, I was watching Arise News yesterday, and Peter Akah was there talking about this whole security crisis. And honestly, the guy just said exactly what the rest of us are thinking. He didn't hold back at all. What really hit home for me was when he called out the massive double standard in this country. Think about it. If the government want to track down an activist or handle some political issue, they move with lightning speed. They are so efficient. But the moment a community is actually under attack by bandits and shouting for help, everything suddenly moves at a snail's pace. It's crazy, and he completely exposed that. He also talked about public trust, which makes total sense. Like, how do you expect regular people in villages to cooperate or give intelligence to security agencies when they are already feel completely abandoned by the system? If the trust isn't there, nothing else will work. And don't even get me started on the money. We keep hearing about these multi-billion naira security budgets every single year. But Peter Akah asked the real question: where is that money actually going? Because it definitely isn't reaching the soldiers on the front line, and it's not making any of us feel safer. It just feels like a black hole with zero accountability. Honestly, his breakdown just proved that fixing this mess isn't about buying more guns or just wiping out security agents or security chiefs. The whole system is broken, and we need a government that actually cares about protecting ordinary citizens than protecting the political elite. By the way, if you are as fed up with this state of things as I am and want to keep up with these kinds of unfiltered breakdowns, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It really helps the channel get these conversations out to more people. But look, instead of me just talking about it, you need to see exactly how he laid it out on live TV. Check out the clip for yourself right now and let me know in the comments if you agree with him.
Today, this is the legacy that President Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu is leaving for Nigeria's 3 years down the line of sorrow, tears, and blood. But to call Tinubu as a leader a failure will be an insult to failures. It will be a disservice to failures, because this is a kind of failure that other failures look up to and aspire to gain this kind of milestones. Remember that in 2025 June, Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited St. Lucia, a country in the Caribbean islands, and gave students scholarship in a foreign land. Meanwhile, in his home country, children are not even begging for scholarship. Nigerian children are only begging for an opportunity to wake up in the morning, dress up, go to school, and come back without ending up with terrorists in the forest. Today, as we are speaking, under the Tinubu administration, in 2024, Nigeria was the 6th most terrorized nation in the world. By 2025, we became the 5th most terrorized. Anti-root, in 2026, we are the 4th most terrorized nation in the world. But you know why our situation is peculiar? The government and the military of the 4th most terrorized nation in the world has a policy that is called Operation Safe Corridor. Under that policy, government gets terrorists that have killed children, mothers, fathers, including military officers, organizes a ceremony for them, gives them a shoebi to wear, and say they have sworn to a holy book and they have now been repented. So the government commits taxpayer money to rehabilitate known terrorists, while the victims of their mayhem and their anguish are still in internally displaced persons camp, and some with the terrorists in the bush. Nigeria has more than 18 million out of school children. Today, schools are still shutting down because we have made a multinational enterprise out of insecurity. And it will not end for as long as government seems to be complicit in what is going on. Let me make it clear, that every government is more powerful than whatever criminals or criminal gang that operates around its territory. Whenever you see a government that seems to be helpless in the face of criminality, one thing is sure: such governments are complicit in the criminality. Once you are able as a government to detach yourself from the criminal network and you go forcefully against the criminals, you will not only crush them, you will protect your people. Nigeria is going around in a circle because we are yet to figure out the political wing of terrorism and insecurity. If we fail to end that political wing, the one in the bush will only continue to fester. I I have stated it maybe even on this program, on this network. A governor who is an APC governor in Kebbi State came out in the open and made a statement. He said before there was an attack on the government girls secondary school in Maga in Kebbi State, we had intelligence. We deployed law enforcement, including military. They reported to the school. They took pictures with the students and the teachers and were there. Few hours before the attack, somebody gave an order for them to be withdrawn. They left and people came in and took children and killed the vice principal. The governor is asking the commander-in-chief who ordered troops out of that school. Till date, nobody has been able to answer. And then we go ahead and we say that the children were discovered. Ransom was paid. People have benefited. So when you continue to pamper terrorists, a country that is more concerned about taking care of repentant terrorists than protecting its own children. So under this administration, people who are supposed to be leaders of tomorrow are in the forest with terrorists, while the leaders themselves are feasting and preparing for the election. So you will continue to see these shenanigans because we have built a system that rewards criminality and corruption. People are in DSS detention today for making a tweet about government. Somebody was detained, Justice Crack, he's still in court today for saying military officers should be fed properly. So when our intelligence is only able to go against people who are voices of dissent against government, while government on the other hand, anti-root, a popular Islamic cleric, Mr. Sheikh Gumi, said on national TV, he said government knows where the terrorists are. They know their location, they know them by name. Has anybody invited Mr. Sheikh Gumi for questioning? What answers have been gotten? So what are we saying? Who is deceiving who? A 2-year-old toddler is going through in Oyo State. A 3-year-old boy, Sikiru Salami, is going through this kind of experience as we speak. We may not even know their current conditions in the forest. And guess what? The wife of the president, who is supposed to be, according to her, an ordained minister of God, is attending an APC rally where she's trying to inaugurate Tinubu torch bearers. I don't know the torch they are inaugurating that cannot find 40 children in Oyo State, and distributing cars to women leaders in the state house. When under Jonathan, we even saw the then first lady shouting and screaming, even if it is to pretend to have empathy for children, anti-root children. It's what Nigeria is not able to protect. A country that cannot protect your women, cannot protect your men, cannot protect your youth, cannot protect, we cannot agree that children should be protected. What are you going to tell? When you say that they should begin to do this, we have repentant terrorist rehabilitation. When will we have rehabilitation for victims of kidnap? When are we going to set out funds to say people who have gone through this torture? We are waiting to see when government will come out with a policy to support them, to reintegrate them back into society. You can imagine the trauma that a person like this is living with. Anti-root, if Nigerians do not come together, mobilize and end this reign of terror we call a system of government, my condolences are with all of us, because everybody is a potential victim. Today's victims were yesterday's survivors. Tomorrow's victims will be today's survivors. The dead can no longer die. The next set of persons that this carnage will happen to are those of us who are alive. May we say enough is enough soon enough.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Now, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It clearly helps the channel to get this conversation out to more people. Thank you as you subscribe.